Welcome back to the review section. So just to talk more about the article, and as Sam mentioned before, what would the world be like without internet? And as he mentioned, it would be harder for us to communicate through Messenger. Most people would have to go back to even just writing letters because even email would be unavailable, or phone calls at least. And we know that email still is a common thing, even though it's one of the oldest forms of internet communication. It's still a common and necessary thing within today. The economy would also collapse in this situation, especially with businesses that have a lot to do with communicating through the internet as well.
Collapse. Collapse.
However, luckily, fortunately for us, there are futurists and IT experts who actually analyze this sort of situation. What happens if the internet were to be cut off from society?
Futurist. Futurist.
So the heat that the sun actually gives off in a solar flare could demolish our computer systems basically and wipe out internet access. This actually happens on an 11-year cycle, I believe, and the next solar flare is predicted to happen in 2024.
Demolish. Demolish.
The other way is actually if deep sea internet cables were cut. And this might seem a bit ridiculous, how can we cut cables that are so deep? And I know that they're very thick and bunched together, but there was one man from New Zealand who actually did this back in 2018. He actually cut a bunch of internet cables, kind of wiping out the internet. So it is plausible.
Plausible. Plausible.
I do try to detox myself away from my phone these days. If I go out or to dinner, if I go to dinner that's relatively close to my house, I try to leave the phone at home. Just to, if I'm having dinner with someone as well, I try my best to put my phone away rather than have it on the table. I'll have it in my pocket. I do think I could become too reliant on my phone, seeing what updates are happening. But yeah, it takes over who we are, I think.
Right.
If the internet went down though, what would be the first thing that you do?
I think I'd probably just sit there for 10 minutes, just
Trying to refresh it.
Yeah.
Turn it off and on.
Exactly. Pull that big internet plug out. To be honest, it would be a huge bummer if it went down without warning. With warning, I can deal with it definitely.
Yeah, it just depends, I think. Like, we do get frustrated when our internet is slow.
Right.
Like, this is our first world problem situation, is that we complain over very small things such as slow internet when other countries don't even have internet.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, we are very privileged people and we should be very thankful for that, in my opinion.
Right. But how would you react?
I guess I would be, listen, if everyone had no internet, I'd be okay. If I was the only one that didn't have the internet, I'd be pretty annoyed.
Yeah, that's true. Every phone you try, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, that would be annoying for me.
Right.
Anyway, that wraps it up for today's unit, and we'll see you next time.